Hope you're doing well today. We are going to do a little chord transition from G to C and C to G. Okay, so you're playing along, and I've taught you how to just alternate strokes, right? We're alternating a clawhammer stroke on the 3rd and 4th string. Sounds nice, right? We're playing a G. Now we want to move to C. We can do like that, right? Sounds alright? Back to G. Okay, that's how we can do a chord transition, right? But what if we want to spice that up a little bit and make it sound a little neater? What if we want to say walk up or walk down to a chord? Okay? Doing little things like this will make your playing interesting. Okay. One thing you can do, the simplest thing you can do, is when you're changing from a G to a C, you can change your alternating stroke from the 3rd and 4th string to the 2nd and 3rd string. Let me play it for you real quick. So all I did there is I went from my alternating stroke on the 3rd and 4th string for my G. When I moved to that C chord, I changed my alternating stroke to a 2nd and 3rd string. Sounds neat. Now you may want that lower sound. If you want that lower sound, continue with the 3rd and 4th string. 3rd and 4th string. Now let's do the 2nd and 3rd string. Just a slight difference there, okay? Now let's try some of those walks. So we're going from G to C. How cool did that sound? Let me do it again, okay? Wind's blowing. Hope that's not messing up the mic. So we're doing our 3rd and 4th string there. And we're going up to a C. Alright, so what we're doing is we're doing a... Alright, so that is taking our G. So we're going... So we're alternating back and forth there a couple of times. 3rd, 4th, 3rd. Now we want to move up. We go 3rd open. 3rd, 2nd fret, 3rd slide to the 4th fret, 2nd string, and we're into our C. Okay, let me play it again for you. All right, so we're going 3rd. So we're going 3, 4, 3, 3. Now again, that was 3rd and 4th alternating, then 3rd, 3rd, 3rd 2nd fret, 3rd slide to the 4th, 2nd string, and you're into your C. Doesn't that sound cool? I'll play it again. Let me slow it down a little bit. So now that we have that one, we're going to do another one. We're in C now. We just walked from our C back to our G, okay? So there we go. We're in our C, and we're doing the 3rd and 4th, or the 2nd. We're in our C, and we're doing the 2nd and the 3rd alternating stroke there. So the way to do that is we've got our C. We're doing our 3rd, 2nd, 3rd. Then we do our 2nd, 2nd, open 2nd, third string, second fret, then open third string. Okay, let me do that again. And we're back to our G. Do it again. Now let's go from a G up to a C, from a C back, all right? How cool does that sound? That's really cool, right? All right, so we've only got, that's just one easy way to get from G to C, and one easy way to get from C back to G, okay? Now, the other thing I said at the beginning there is another easy way, I guess. You can just change your third and fourth on your G to your second and third on your C, and back and forth. And that sounds interesting as well. See how there's so many cool ways to get from one thing to the next. All right, so we've got a way to go from G to C and C back to G. Now, we play a lot in our 1, 4, 5 chord progression, right? You know that. All right, so we've got a D there. We've got to get that D. So we need to be able to go from G to D and D back to G. That's what most of our songs will do in that 1, 4, 5 if we're in the key of G anyway. But so this will work with either a D chord or a D7. You can do it either way, okay? It's just a simple walk. Again, this is not the only way to do it. There's a ton of ways to do it, but this is kind of a fun way. And this one is a little trickier because we're going to change from doing a 3-4 to a 4-3. Okay, and I'll explain where that happens and everything. But first, let me go from a G to a D, and then I'll show you a G to a D7 so you can see it works both ways. Same method. Okay, here we go. Okay, that was G to D. There we go, our G to D7. All right, so what I did there was I went 3, 4, 3, 3, fourth string, fourth fret, second string, fourth fret. Then we go to our D and we do fourth string open, third string, fourth string, third string. That's where I meant when I said we're going backwards. So let's try that again on the D chord, and then we'll do the D7. Okay, now let me get you to the D7, and then we'll walk it back from the D to the G. Okay, here we go. Using the exact same method there, okay? I'll do it one more time, and then we'll talk it through. Alright, so again, we're doing our 3-4 alternating stroke for our G. Then we hit our third string open. So we just did a third string open, fourth fret of the fourth string, second fret of the fourth string, fourth string open, one more in our D. I'll play that one more time. Now we've got to get from that D back to our G. Okay, here we go. So we're in that D, and we're playing the 4-3, remember there. So we're going. I just did it backwards, okay? So I'm doing the 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 4, 4 second, 4, 4, 3. We're back into our G going 3, 4. Now Now I realize this one from D to G might be a little more challenging because we start out going 3-4 alternating, and then we end up going 4-3, and then we do it backwards when we go back. So that's something that you'll need to maybe rewind and take a look at. But let's do that again, and then we'll do the D7. So yeah, let's take a look at that again in the D, from D to G, and then we'll do the D7. Now let's get to that D7. Okay, we're doing the 4-3 on the D7. All right, so now you have paused and done this and practiced this and blah, 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 blah. You've got everything together. You can go from G to C. You can go from C back to G, okay? Then you can go from G to one of our Ds, and then you can go from D, one of those Ds, back to our G, okay? You can do that. Now let's put it all together and hear what that sounds like. It's pretty cool. Okay, here we go. We walked from G to C, back to G, to D, back to G, okay? And of course, I just did that quick. You can do a lot more measures of those things, a lot more bars of those things. You don't have to just go right into it like I did. But isn't that neat, the way those transitions just make that come alive? So I hope that this video has shown you that you need to be working on this. You know, you might know your chords, right? You can play that alternating stroke with your chords, and that sounds good. Good job. But let's spice it up a little bit. Let's bring some life to those chords by adding these, you know, little walks or passing tones, whatever you want to call it. And you don't have to do all of them. You can just do some of them. You can do some slides, hammer-ons, pull-offs. You can get really creative with this stuff. And again, this is all right here at the top of the bottom, whatever you call this part of the neck. This is, you know, home base, right? We're not even talking about up here. The possibilities are endless up here. But we're talking about right here, making those chord changes sound pretty neat and just messing around with it, right? So when you play along with my backing tracks, patrons, when you play along with those, try to do some of these little transitions. Try to find your own. I just uploaded a backing track that goes from D, C, and G, and it's just D, C, and G back and forth. And you know, of course, you have the chords there and everything, and you can really play around with a lot of this stuff there. So I hope you got something out of that. Hope it gave you some ideas and some inspiration for things to try, you know, out. Don't feel locked into something, right? We've got lots of possibilities here. So I hope you enjoyed that, got something out of it. And before I go, I always want to remind you that Jesus loves you. Bye-bye, y'all.